Hmm. Oh, I gotta wait for YouTube Studio. Sometimes YouTube Studio wants to, get it going, and other times it wants to take its time. Okay, I think we're all set. What's going on, everybody? Crazy Dog back with a somewhat unplanned late night live stream, right? I was originally gonna do this Monday or today for anyone like later on today, you know, in the daytime, probably sometime in the afternoon. But then I remembered, oh yeah, the Guardians played two games today. And obviously I'm streaming one of them. So, because I don't really want to be half burned out from streaming and watching the Guardians, decided to do this right now. Get it over with. Not to mention, the next like 48 or so hours are going to be arguably the busiest of the season for NFL front offices because they got to trim down their rosters from 90 players to 53. So there's going to be a lot of moves made. Now, am I going to make a video for every single freaking move? No. I've already seen some teams cutting players, and they usually do it in big ol' groups of like 10. Now, me, I'm not going to do a video for every group of players released. I'm just going to wait until the big list is finalized, and then I will go over the players who were cut when it actually happens. I mean, if there's a trade, of course, I'm going to, do a video on it if it's a, notable one. Like, they didn't do a video on that trade with the Bears because nobody even knew who the dude was. He was like a fourth string D tackle. That's not video worthy. Now, in this stream, as you can see by the title, I will be giving my initial 53-man roster prediction as well as my long awaited 2024-25 schedule prediction. Of course, I usually do it around this time after the preseason's over and, as the roster gets finalized. So things are going to get crazy. But with that being said, let's start off by looking at my roster prediction. Now, before I get into my roster prediction, I actually found one published by Dogs by Nature. I'm not going to show it on camera, but I'm just going to go through and talk about who they had making the team and compare it to who I had making the team. Now, the way these guys structured it is, it's actually pretty smart. They structured it, they had their final roster, they had the practice squad guys. By the way, I did do a little practice squad thing too. And then they put players cut slash IR. And the Browns have quite a few guys who are going to be going on IR. Now, I put the guys like Nick Chubb, Naheem Hines, and those guys, I put them in my initial 53-man roster because technically they haven't been put on IR yet. So, yeah, as of that moment, they're on the 53. Now, once they're put on IR, that'll open up a roster spot, and then the Browns will probably go out and claim or sign or trade for a player to fill that spot. So, with that being said, let's take a look and see what Dog Pound Daily cooked up. This article was published by Chris Pokorny. It was actually published August 25th, so yesterday. So let's see who they had making the team. So quarterback, of course, Deshaun, duh. Jameis, no surprise, and DTR. And then Tyler Huntley goes gets cut, which is an interesting choice. He might be one of the guys that gets cut and then brought back once the practice squad is formed. Once they get guys on IR and stuff. They put him on the practice squad most likely. I think they'd be able to slip him through waivers and stuff to get him on the practice squad. You never know these days. Running backs, they had three: Jerome Ford, Deontay Foreman, and Aiden Robbins, with Jacob Sailors going to the practice squad. And then once the roster is initially finalized, they will put Nick Chubb, Naheem Hines, and Pierre Strong on the IR. And then receivers, they have 6 receivers: Cooper, Judy, Tillman, Moore, Bell, and Thrash. 2 on the practice squad: Woods and Prochet. And then Amarion Brown and Jalen Darden get cut. 3 tight ends: David Njoku, Jordan Akins, and Zaire Mitchell-Payton. And then they have Trayton Welch going to the practice squad. 10 offensive linemen: of course, Batonio, Posick, Teller, Conklin. Wow, Conklin not on IR. I mean, he was doing some work during the end of camp, so he might be the first one back between him and Wills. Because he's looking like he's in better shape right now than Jed. Because I haven't seen Jed doing anything at this point. At least, this video proof of Jack out there working, trying to get back. I mean, after all, the dude was hurt week 1 last year. I mean, it's almost been a full year of him being out, so I think he'll be back first. DeJuan Jones, Nick Harris, Dunn, Afidi, Zinter, and Hudson, with Javion Cohen going to the practice squad, and then Wills and Whippler going on IR, with Davis, Johnson, Okorafor, Thompson, and Mbeteka, excuse me, funky name, going away, like going on getting cut. Well, of course, Whippler and Wills would be going on IR. That means they'd be out 4 weeks minimum. Now, defensive line, 10 guys: Garrett, Zedarius, Obo, Wright, McGuire, Tomlinson, Hurst, Harris, Jefferson, and Hall. Practice squad would be Kamara, Thomas, Ika, and Briggs. Jeremiah Martin goes bye-bye. He goes bye-bye. 5 linebackers: JOK, Hicks, Bush, Fields, and Watson, with Diabate and Reed going to the practice squad, and Honeycutt and Johnson getting cut. Don't cut Honeycutt. That's tough. Yeah. 4 safeties: Delpit, Thornhill, Hickman, and McLeod, with Williams on the practice squad and Bell going to the IR and Coyle getting cut. 6 corners: Ward, Newsome, Emerson, Mitchell, Brown, and Harden, with Halassi going to the practice squad and Hardy Sr. Really? That doesn't really surprise me. I mean, he's a special teamer. And Hicks and Edmonds getting sent away. And then, of course, you have your special teamers: Hopkins, Bajorquez, and Hewlett make the team. Haversick goes to the practice squad, and Rex Sunahara, the only other long snapper we had, gets cut. That's tough. That's tough. But hey, it's just the way it is, right? That is just the way it is nowadays. So, with that, this is what I got for my 53. Now, of course, for any one of you, for all you math heads out there, math, not what you're thinking, you're going to count and you're going to be like, wait, this dude has too many guys. Again, IR. I didn't put them as IR guys yet, because they're not going to be on IR until probably after the initial 53 is made up. This isn't after everything, because I don't know how many guys they're going to claim on waivers. There's going to be a lot of moves coming up. So, starting us off, we're going to look at my projection for the offense. Now, I counted 26. I might have added or taken away a few guys. Of course, quarterbacks. I see me and or I guess Mr. Picorni. We both agreed. Of course, 3 quarterbacks. DTR makes it over Huntley. I have going 6 receivers. We've essentially agreed again, as he had. Yeah, we agreed. How about that, huh? Cooper, Judy, Moore, Tillman, Thrash, Bell. And then O-line, I went Wills, Batonio, Posick, Teller, Conklin. That's the starting unit. And then Jones, Zinter, Harris, Hudson, and Afidi as the backups. Pretty much the same. It's pretty easy to agree on that stuff. Again, I did not, and I put them on there. Now again, most likely Chubb. I mean, actually Chubb, maybe Bell too, because he is hurt, but he should be back before week 1. Obviously Wills. I don't know about Conklin, but yeah, Wills is definitely probably going to go on IR the way it's looking. Chubb will be on IR for 4 weeks at least, I think, unless he miraculously comes back in the next 2 weeks. Strong could be on IR because I don't know how bad his injury is. And then Hines, he's on the field doing stuff, but he might be out a few weeks. And then I only have 2 tight ends because I think they're going to claim, trade, or sign one off of free agency. That's how I think it'll go. Now we look at the defense. Obviously, you have Garrett, Tomlinson, Harris, Smith, double O, Oboe, Hurst, and then Jefferson, Wright, Hall, McGuire. Linebackers, I actually had Diabate making the initial 53. I think he'll probably take a place of one of the guys put on IR somewhere. And then corners, you have Ward, Newsome, Emerson, Mitchell, with Halassi, Brown, Hardy, Senior, and Harden. Actually had technically 4 safeties, but I included Bell because he's going to, again, be going on the IR most likely because he has not been activated yet. I think a lot of these guys will be activated prior to week 1, though. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how things go. And then, of course, we have special teams, Hopkins, Bajorquez, and Hewlett. And then my practice squad, I have 16. I think you can have 17. So I think they could easily bring another player into the practice squad from outside the organization. But I have Huntley, Robbins, Woods, Prochet, Cohen, Okorafor, Mitchell Payton, Hicks, not Jordan Hicks, the Fion Hicks, the safety, Edmonds, Briggs, Ika, Kamara, Thomas, and then Reed, Johnson, and then Haversick, the backup kicker. So, yeah, not a bad list. But yeah, Siaki Ika. I actually watched my draft reaction when we picked him. I'm kind of looking forward to seeing what that dude could do. Ay, ay, ay. He's like another Danny Shelton. Not even talking about the fact that they're both from the islands in the Pacific. You know, Shelton, I mean, he showed a little flash, but Ika has done nothing. At least Shelton showed a little bit. Minimal, but a little bit. Hasn't done a thing. I saw a stat from the game against the Seahawks. No pressures or anything. I think he had like 1 tackle or 2 tackles. He's supposed to be a run stuffing, like man eater up front, and he ain't doing his job. Like, my God, dude. He's probably going to find himself on the practice squad. I was really looking forward to seeing what he could do. Just hasn't happened yet. It happens, but yeah, a lot of Browns fans are going after Barry for his drafting of D linemen that haven't performed. It's tough. All right, let's look at the chat real quick. What's up, Green Eggs? Go Browns. What's up? Huntley's staying. If anything, they would use him as a Lamar for scout team. Did Spurgeon win make your list? No. Saw the list. Like and sub. Yes, sir. Uchiha. Jacoby Brissett would have been able to continue in the game had it been the regular season. Okay. Yeah. You see, people got on Kevin for sitting Deshaun. And when we saw Jacoby get hurt today, there's been other quarterbacks getting banged up. It's like, could you just imagine what Browns fans would have said if Deshaun would have played with the offensive line that he had in that game? Right? If Deshaun would have taken one bad hit and let's say he messed his foot up or something, or God forbid he messed his shoulder up again, what Browns fans would be doing right now? They would have essentially had Kevin Stefanski already on the next bus out. Why'd you play him? Why'd you play him? Because you wanted him to. Smart one. I did want him to play too, but it's like, I understand why they didn't do it. I understood completely why they didn't do it. You're not going to put your big money quarterback out there in a meaningless game with Jermaine Ifedi protecting his blindside. Well, I could be any better with Jed. And when Jed's actually locked in, he's pretty good. Problem is, he hasn't really been locked in like that. Where's Massage? Okay. Okay, Uchiha. That's a good one. Massage hand. That's a good one. Or maybe it's his throwing hand. Yeah, good one. Haha. You're funny. Wow. Oh my God. But with that being said, it's now time for the part of the stream that I'm sure you guys are waiting for. My predictions for the 2024-2025 season. Now, as I move myself into the corner, I'm going to bring up the schedule. Of course, I am using the Playoff Predictor website. If you want to play along, the site is literally you put in playoffpredictors.com and it'll come right up. I noticed Sports Fury have been using this website, and I was like, oh, this is a nice ass site. So I'm only doing the Browns, as you can see. Probably later on this week, I will do it for the entire league. That'll be fun. I'll do it in one big stream, too. So, with that being said, let's dive in. And of course, week one, the Cleveland Browns host the Dallas Cowboys, who are currently mired in a little bit of controversy with CeeDee Lamb, who has not been at training camp. He did not report. He's been doing his own thing. And now the clock is ticking. Because is he going to actually be ready to go for the game that is already less than 2 weeks away? Like, it's actually insane when you think about it. A week from today, it's officially game week. Isn't it crazy? A week from today, it's already game week. Right? Like Kevin Stefanski and company. I mean, you could even say like your coach, insert head coach of my favorite team here is putting his game plan officially in the playbook. Like they're getting their game plan ready. They're doing film study and everything. So week one, we got the Cowboys coming to town. And I know Cowboys fans remember what we did to them in Jerry World 4 short years ago. We don't know if CeeDee's going to be playing. I'm sure he will be. But for the Browns, it's how many of the guys that are hurt, how many of them are going to be back? Chubb? Probably not. Conklin, maybe. Wills, probably not. I don't know. Hard to say. I mean, Kevin did say that a lot of the guys might be back by week one. Naheem Hines, I mean, it's possible he could be back. We will know for sure next, like Tuesday, Wednesday, when they start practicing, preparing for the game. But because the Browns are at home, and we all know how good this defense was at home last year, and you know Jim Schwartz knows the Cowboys after playing them twice a year for so long when he was with the Eagles. I think the Browns defense goes out there and they show out in front of the dog pound. I got the Browns winning game one. Woo, 1-0 again. Woohoo. What is this now? 2 straight years of winning? 3 straight years of winning your first game. And if I know Browns fans, they gonna be tailgating at the Mooney lot. They're gonna be lining up like starting probably Wednesday. Like next Wednesday, they're gonna start lining up. Because they're freaking psychopaths. You see why I'm a Browns fan? Because I'm a damn psychopath. That's why. You gotta be a psychopath to be a Browns fan. So yeah, week one, we got the Cowboys coming to town. I know I have some Cowboy, followers on here. Shout out Simus and Duke Bothers and Mosh and all the other Cowboys fans that I've interacted with on here. But man, unfortunately for y'all coming to the dog pound and these guys are hungry. Good luck blocking Myles Garrett with a rookie. Ask the Carolina Panthers how that went a couple years ago, right? Ask the Panthers how that went. You're putting a rookie against the reigning defending defensive player of the year in his first start. Good luck, kid. You're gonna need it. That's all I'm gonna say. I think our defense will be out for blood. And then while the defense is feasting away at Dak Prescott, the offense will be essentially ironing out the issues because they didn't play at all. Very few of our starters played at all. Are we going to see Nick Chubb? I don't even know. We'll probably get a heavy dose of Mr. Sideline to Sideline, Jerome Ford, and maybe some Deontay Foreman. Who knows? Maybe we go out and trade for a running back to fill the void until Chubb's back. I seen again my guy Quincy Carrier. He talked about Cam Akers. That would be nice. That would be cool. Kind of wanted him last year when after Chubb got hurt, but then it never materialized, which sucked. But yeah, I got the Browns going out and beating the Cowboys to start the 2024-25 season. And then they follow that up by going out to Jacksonville and sorry, Trevor Lawrence. Gotta do it to you. We gotta do it to you. Browns starting off 2-0. Yeah. Yeah. We're starting 2-0. We're finally gonna start 2-0, damn it. The last 2 years we started 1-0. We choked against the Jets, and then that game against Pittsburgh happened. Not gonna talk about it. Something very traumatic happened. You already know what it was. So we're 2-0, feeling amazing. Come back home to face Danny Derps and the Giants. You already know. It's a dub. It's a dub. Come on, we ain't losing to Danny Derps. Jim Schwartz is gonna look over at Danny Derps on the sideline and he's thinking, I'm gonna make that dude's day a living hell. Still remember when Andrew Thomas was drafted. Giants fans were saying, oh yeah, Andrew Thomas is Myles Garrett's daddy. I wonder how that'll go this year. Not to mention, they don't have Saquon Barkley anymore. Oh, Malik Neighbors. Malik Neighbors. Yeah, I mean, Malik Neighbors is good. But I wonder how he's going to do against possibly Denzel Ward if he plays. Because again, Or Greg Newsome, if he's out there, because hamstring surgery. If he faces MJ Emerson, that's going to be a show. No matter who he faces at corner, he has to watch out because Grant Delpit's lurking. Juan Thornhill, I mean, we'll see what he does because he battled injuries last year. I need him to be healthy. But man, Grant Delpit's always lurking out there. You know it. And of course, you got Myles Garrett and Zadarius coming after Denny Derps. But yeah, I got the Browns going out there and kicking some giant ass week 3. Then we head out to Vegas for the first time ever to face the Raiders. And for some reason, we just can't beat these guys. I mean, the last time we beat them was Derek Carr's rookie year. It seems like every time we play these guys, there's always some sort of shenanigans that happen. I mean, even back when we had Josh McCown as our quarterback. Brown's driving the field. Charles Woodson picks off the what could have been the go-ahead touchdown. Travis Benjamin. Oh my God. And then more recently, right? Baker Mayfield's rookie year. The game where Nick Chubb scored what? 2 touchdowns on 3 carries or something like that. It seemed like every time he touched the ball, he was going to the end zone. First off, it looked like we had just won the game. Nick Chubb looked like he had just crossed the first down marker. No, 4th down. Then we had a strip sack called back. Like, that game was just, oh my God. And then, of course, the Raiders wound up winning anyway. Yeah. And then, we had the sickness year or whatever, when we lost with Nick Mullins at quarterback. That dude showed out valiantly. Then you had the game where it was windy as hell in Cleveland. There's some sort of shenanigans that go down. Right? Now, again, we're going to Vegas, controlled environment, in a dome, somewhat, Should be a good game. But again, I can't trust this team to beat the Raiders. I think the Raiders beat us. Yeah. I think they get us. I mean, we're hella high on our horse right now. I think the Raiders beat us, and there's gonna be more shenanigans because there always is. Until we beat the Raiders, I'm gonna say they beat us because we're on the road too. First time in Vegas. Oh boy, that's gonna be fun. And I've actually heard from Browns fans I saw a Browns fan on Twitter saying like I guess he was talking to like one of the casinos. People that run the casino, and he said that they expect like that stadium to be essentially another Browns home game. And again, the Browns just suck out west. Denver, Vegas, it doesn't matter. Arizona, they just cannot win out west. God, I think the last time we beat anybody out west was the Raiders. Was that when Josh Gordon was playing? God, it's been a long time. That was the last time I think we won in California. I mean, I remember Seattle. We can't win up there. We damn sure didn't win in San Francisco recently. Santa Clara. Vegas, we never played there. Denver, we won there in 2018. Yep, with Greg Williams. That was fun. Now, so yeah, I got us starting off 3-1. And then we go back on the road to DC to face Jaden Daniels and the Commanders. I think Jim Schwartz is going to have a little something special for the rookie. I got us going in there and beating the Commanders to go to 4-1. Then we got the Birds coming off a bye. The Eagles. This is going to be one of the marquee matchups of the week. And it's going to be fun. This is going to be a lot of fun. But unfortunately, like the Eagles are talking like they're like a super team right now. And I don't know if we're going to be able to stop freaking Smitty, Devontae Smith, and A.J. Brown. And they have Barkley. Yeah, as if they were already good enough. Now they added Saquon Barkley. And you know they're going to be sending every body imaginable on that line to block Myles Garrett. They're going to make everybody else beat him. Now, don't forget, guys, the last time we played Philly, Myles didn't even play in that game. Remember that? It was raining in Cleveland. You know, it was dreary. It was ass. Oh my God, the weather sucked. Carson Wentz was the quarterback for the freaking Eagles. Olivier Vernon had 3 sacks in that game. What happened to Olivier Vernon? That dude balled out for us, got hurt. Haven't heard a peep from him since. I think he just gave up on playing. I think he just couldn't get back going. I'll be looking at the chat after I'm done here, by the way. So I'm gonna say the Eagles beat us in Philly. That's a place again we haven't really been able to win. There was a lot of talk about us playing Philly in Brazil when the schedule was about to come out, but of course that didn't happen. Kind of happy it didn't happen. So after that, we have 3 straight home games heading into the bye. We host the Bungles, and you know how I feel about the Bungles in Cleveland, right? They ain't beat us in years. I think since we went 0-16. It ain't gonna happen this year. Then we host the Ravens. You know, this is where I think Tyler Huntley comes in handy. Helps us prepare for the Ravens, you know, Lamar Jackson. And I think we beat them at home. I think we split with the Ravens. And then we have the Chargers coming into town. And of course, they have a new coach and the other Harbaugh. And they have some new weapons. You know, of course, Gus Edwards, J.K. Dobbins are there now. Justin Herbert. No Keenan Allen, though. Their receiving core is not great. They have another one of those general drops a lot receivers and Quentin Johnston. All I saw of him in preseason and like in training camp was him dropping passes. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a big cross country trip. I got the Browns beating the Chargers. Of course, remember, last time we played the Chargers at home, they gave us the game, but we couldn't freaking bury the winning kick because Cade York is a freaking bum. Or at least he was back then. Never forget that. I will never forget that, man. They handed us the game on a silver platter, like, here you go, we don't want it, take it. Looked at him and went, dead ass. No, you keep it. Or like that SpongeBob meme, right? From the episode where that's my ice cream cone. Great, now let him have it. You can have it. Well, replace ice cream cone with, that's my win. Great, now let him have it. You can have it. Oh my God, but yeah, I got us beating the Chargers. Heading into the bye, we are 7-2. And as you'd expect, we're undefeated at home. That still reigns from last year. So coming out of the bye, we go out to the Mercedes-Benz. Oh, I'm sorry, it wasn't Mercedes-Benz. It's now Caesars Superdome to face Derek Carr and the Saints. They got us winning this game. You know, we are well rested. We're ready to go. We go out to New Orleans and we take care of business. Then we come home to face the Steelers again. I got us beating them because, you know, we don't lose at home. it's for real. We go out to Denver, another place that we can't seem to win. Now, they have a rookie quarterback in Bo Nix, right? But, and we're coming off a mini bye too. So that was, by the way, that game's on a Thursday. That Steeler game is a short week, but it's at home. And you know how we be doing on those, right? Yeah. So we have a mini bye going out to Denver on a Monday night. That's got to be the biggest mini bye you could have. From a Thursday to the next Monday. That's a lot of rest. Think we go out there and smack around the donkeys? Yeah. Give me the dang Browns to beat the damn donkeys on the road on a Monday night, coming off that extended bye. Then, we come crashing down as we lose to the Steelers again. Patty Mahomes, Kermit the Frog Mahomes comes into Cleveland. He's probably going to beat our ass because he beats everybody's ass. Until we beat him, I can't say we're going to beat him. It'll be a damn good game, but I got us losing there. That'll be our first home loss. And then we go to Cincinnati on a Thursday. Another short week game. And it's funny because the Bungles beat us when the games actually matter. The only times the Bungles have beat us is either when we're ass or the game doesn't matter. That's so funny. You already know I got us kicking their ass again. Get out of here with that crap. Not even me being biased. Like, I think we're going to kick their ass again. And then we have the Dolphins coming to town. People are going to talk about, oh, yeah, the Dolphins are a warm weather team coming to play in Cleveland. We had a damn dome team come in New Orleans, come over to Cleveland a few years ago in a frigid ass Arctic game, and they beat us. There's no such thing as a freaking home field advantage when it comes to weather for this team. You lose to a dome team in the frigid cold. That's only the Browns. But, I think this would be another good game. I think the Browns get the Dolphins here. Yeah. And oh, yeah, we're coming off another mini bye. We really have 2 mini byes. That's crazy, right? And then we wrap up the season on the road against the Baltimore Ravens. And the way I see it, this game is probably not going to matter. We're 12-4, 7-1 at home, just like last year, pretty much. 5-3 on the road. If both teams are as good as I think they're going to be, probably both are resting starters, which means we're probably going to lose. So we end out at 12-5 on the season, 4-2 in the division, 5-4 on the road. Because again, that dog pound vibe just doesn't travel. They say defense travels, but this defense can't seem to travel. And I think that tendency continues this year. And then 7-1 at home, though. Amazing stuff. So that's my schedule prediction. I know people are going to hate on it. Oh, crazy dog biased. Oh, you want to hear me? You want to hear what I think in terms of bias? We ain't losing. Now, my ceiling, I think, is 12-4, 12-5, or maybe 13-4. Could easily beat the Eagles. Honestly, they could maybe beat the Chiefs. They're pretty much at their ceiling. Now their floor, oh my god, you do not want to hear the floor for this team. The floor, I still think they start off 4-2, right? Think the first real thing is the floor. They lose to the Chargers at home because Browns. They lose to the Saints. They lose to the Broncos. They lose to the Bengals on the road. And they lose to the Dolphins. My floor is 7-10 for the Browns because it's the Browns. It's so funny. When people say, oh, the Browns are going to stink this year, their explanation? It's the Browns. So, okay, we're the Browns. Why are we going to finish with 6 wins? It's the Browns. I need a better explanation than it's the Browns. Maybe we have another injury riddled season. Maybe Deshaun Watson stinks like ass this year. Again, and then people really want him out of here. think that's the only way that happens this year is if Deshaun Watson absolutely reeks of fermented ass. I'm talking like he looks like he barely played. And it looks like he hasn't played in the preseason. He's struggling, offense can't get off the ground. Chubb takes a while to get going. And then by that time he does get going, it's too late. On the bright side, if we do stink this year, we do have a first round pick. So, what's that? Let's read the chat. We aren't winning with Twatson under center. Thornhill faces his ineptitude, not injuries. Took Nick Chubb in fantasy. Well, Nathaniel, he's one of the best in the league. Unfortunately, he's coming off a very brutal injury week 2 last year. So, yeah. Thank God for General Soreness. General Soreness reporting for duty. Yeah, but to be fair, there isn't a ton of change in Dallas, so as long as CD stays in condition, he'll be fine. Yeah. Yep. I mean, he's working out, so he'll be conditioned. It's not like he's sitting on his butt watching TV like we are here. You know, it might take him a day or so to really get back going again and get in terms of like route running, but yeah. I mean, people really think, oh yeah, he's holding out. So what does he do? Sit at home and watch TV, eating snacks all day, like a couch potato? No. I mean, yeah, he's holding out at camp, but that don't mean he ain't working. But yeah, that is going to wrap it up for this one, guys. Nice little 40-some minute live stream. Went over my 53-man roster prediction as well as my schedule prediction. So again, I had us going 12-5 on the year. My floor is 7-10. Ceiling is 12-5. Yeah. I mean, they could easily beat the Raiders. I think they beat the Chargers for sure. I think they beat the Saints. I think they could beat the Broncos. That's pretty much it right there. 12-5. 11-4, 12-5. Right around there. We're not no. 11-6, 12-5. Too bad. But yeah, that is going to wrap it up for this one. And I will see you all bright and early tomorrow for Guardians and Royals game 1 of the doubleheader. And we will all be sitting here hoping and praying that Nick Sandlin doesn't get absolutely beat down, as he will be opening up for Logan Allen. That'll be fun. Can't wait for that. As always, guys, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the bell. And the most stressful, 48 hours for NFL players officially begins today. Right? Because you're going to have cuts and trades and signings, waiver claims, everything going down. And I wonder what the Browns are cooking up. You can't help but think about that, right? So, with that being said, guys, I will see you all tomorrow at around 1 o'clock for Guardians and Royals. And have a good rest of your night. But I'm Crazy Dog. Let's go, Browns. And I'm out.